In this video, we were looking at profit and loss. Profit and loss are popular subtopic in consumer arithmetic. You will see a lot coming up a lot in the CXC questions for math, the paper 2 and the paper 1 as well. So this first piece that we are looking at is just some things you need to remember with profit and loss, right? So the first thing I have in green here, when you purchase an item from a store, it is called the cost price. So when you go to a store and you buy a dress, right, or you buy a football, that is however much you pay for it, that's the cost price, right? So the next thing I have in purple, right underneath, the second point, when you sell an item after you purchased it, it is called the selling price. So again, if I buy a dress and I decide, okay, I want to sell this to somebody, and I sell that dress that I bought, that is now the selling price, right? And same thing if you buy a football, right, and then you decide you want to sell it, the amount you sell it for is the selling price. And then in blue right after, we have what is profit. A profit is made when your selling price is more than the cost price. So again, if you purchase something, let's say a cell phone, right, and let's say you pay $500 for the cell phone, and you decide you want to sell this cell phone now, right, and you decide to sell it for, let's say, $800. So you bought it for $500, now you are selling it for $800, right? You're going to make a profit because your selling price is more than your cost price. Your selling price is more than the amount you actually paid for it, right? So that's a profit. And in red now, a loss is made when your cost price is more than the selling price. So let's say now I buy a car. Let's just say I pay $10,000 for the car, right? And now I decide to sell the car and I sell it for $7,000. So I'm actually making a loss because I am selling it for less money than what I paid for it, right? So then here now, I have how to find profit. Profit is the selling price, take away the cost price. And the loss is the price, take away the selling price. And over here I have, sometimes you'll be asked to express the profit or loss as a percentage of the cost price. This is called profit percentage or loss percentage. So to find your profit and your loss percentage, so to find profit percentage, what we do is you put the profit over the cost price and then you multiply by 100/1. And then to find the loss percentage, you put the loss over the cost price and you multiply by 100/1. So very simple. Whichever one you find is, if it's profit percentage, you put the profit on top over the cost price times 100/1. If you want to find loss percentage, it's the loss over the cost price multiplied by 100/1. So these are some formulae here that you need to remember, right? So let's look at this question here. It's written in pink. Spencer bought a car for $150,000 and then he sold it for $180,000. Calculate the percentage profit. Well, they already tell you that it's a profit, and you can tell it's a profit that Spencer made already because he bought it for $150,000. He's selling it for $180,000 now. So the cost price is how much he paid or how much he bought the car for, which was $150,000, right? This here. And the selling price is how much he sold it for, right? And that's this amount here, $180,000. So clearly Spencer made a profit since he sold the car for more than he bought it for. How much profit did he make? So remember, to find profit is the selling price take away the cost price, and it will be selling price $180,000, take away $150,000, and his profit is $30,000. And now the question is asking us to find the percentage profit. Now to find the percentage profit or profit percentage, remember it's profit over the cost price multiplied by 100/1. So you get 30,000, that's my profit, over my cost price, that's how much he paid for the car, and you multiply by 100/1. You can use the calculators for these things, but I'm showing you how you can cancel these zeros. Zero cancel here, zero cancel here, zero cancel here, zero cancel here, a zero cancel here, a zero cancel here, a zero cancel here, a zero cancel here. 15 into 15, 1, 15 into 32, and then we get 2 by 10, over 1 by 1. So we get 20%. Very simple. So now we're going to look at another question. And this is from a CXC past paper question. The table below shows the cost price, selling price, and profit or loss as a percentage of the cost price. So basically, when I complete this table here, for part 1, we are given the cost price and we are given the selling price. You want to find out if it's you want to find the percentage profit or loss. So first thing, we need to figure out whether a profit or loss was made. So the selling price, so looking here, the selling price is actually less than the cost price. This is the selling price, 44. And the cost price was 55. Right? So obviously, loss was made. So to find your loss, it's cost price take away selling price, so 55 take away 44. The loss is $11. Now we need to find our loss percentage or percentage loss. Remember, to find that is loss over the cost price multiplied by 100 over 1. So my loss is $11 over the cost price, which is $55, and you multiply by 100 over 1. 11 into 11 is 1, 11 into 55, 5. Then we can say 5 into 5, 1, 5 into 100, 20. So it's going to get 20%, right? So my answer for the first piece here is 20%, and it's a loss percentage, right? Cool. The next one now, part 2, we're given the selling price and we're given that it's a 25% profit. So now, selling price is $100. So in this part, the profit, a 25% profit was made, and the selling price is $100. So this means that, when you buy something, like if I go to buy a dress in a store, right, and I pay a certain amount of money, that amount I'm paying is 100% I'm paying for that, right? And now, when a profit is made, you have to add in that percentage of that profit to that whole 100%, right? So the selling price was $100, right? And a 25% profit was made. So now I am selling it for the 100% that I paid for it, plus that 25 extra percent I'm trying to make. And that is equal to my selling price of $100, right? So 125% is equal to $100. Always find for 1%, right? So that'll be 100 divided by 125. And we want to find the cost price. Remember, that's already the cost price is at 100%. 100 over 125 multiplied by 100. Again, you could use a calculator for these things, and when you simplify, or we could simplify here, we could say 25 into 100 is 4, 25 into 125 is 5, 5 into 5, 1, 5 into 100, 20, and then 4 by 20, we get $80. So $80 was my cost price, right? $80 was my cost price, right? And yeah, so simple enough. Again, these consumer arithmetic questions, it's a lot of word problem. So you really need to read, understand, underline, circle, highlight anything, that information they give you and stuff they want to find. Alright, so let's look at this question together here. Mrs. Jack bought 150 t-shirts for $1,920 from a factory. So Mrs. Jack bought 150 t-shirts for $1,920 at a factory. Now, part 1 says calculate the cost of one t-shirt. So I could do part 1 right here. So for 150 t-shirts equals $1,920. You want to find the cost of one t-shirt would be, remember you have to divide, right? 1,920 divided by 150. And you could just use a calculator. Use a calculator and work that out. And when we work that out, we will get, so that's 1920 divided by 150 50, we will get 12 cents. On the calculator, you're going to see 12.8. But remember, it's money we're dealing with, right? So then you have to add in the 0 because it's 80 cents, right? Cool. Now, let's look at part 2 now. So we can do part 2 across here. So now they went on to say at the bottom here, the t-shirts are sold at $19.99. Now, Mrs. Jack is actually selling these t-shirts now. So selling, I'm going to put selling over here so we know it's selling prices now. So one t-shirt, she is selling that for $19.99. So the 150 t-shirts would be the amount she's selling, 1 for 1, multiplied by 150. And again, you could just use a calculator to work that out. Right, multiply by 150. And we are going to get 2,998. You're going to see 0.5 on the calculator. Remember, you're adding this 0 because it's money. And $2,998.50. Cool. So now this is the amount she's getting after selling all the t-shirts, right? Part 3, profit. Remember, profit is the selling price, take away the cost price. So when she sold the t-shirts, it was $198.50. And when she bought it, it was $1,920. Again, just use a calculator, right? And to subtract that, and we will get $1,078.50. Good so far? And then part 4, we want to find the profit made as a percentage of the cost price, giving your answer to the nearest whole number. So to find your profit percent, times 100 over 1. So my profit is what we just found in part 3, $1,078.50 all over the cost price. The cost price was at $1,920 multiplied by 100 over 1. Again, you could just work out this on a calculator. So in my calculator or your calculator, put your $1,078.50 divided by 1,920, which equal, and then multiply by 100, and we would get the nearest whole number. We would get 56%. So very simple, right? Let's just take your time to understand it, right? Read and understand, and it's very simple.